Testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing. Made a great salad last night.
You told me about it. It sounded so good.
I thought about doing a cooking video.
Oh, maybe you'll be a cooking
Back to my-
a cookie
the
monster
cook.
influencer. Okay. See how that
Oh,
sounded.
all right.
Boy.
Okay.
Hi, Charlotte.
Hello, Miss Madeline.
Oh,
Ah.
my voice cracked and your voice went like a little roller coaster.
A little. It's like my voice was doing butterfly in the swimming pool.
Oh, I can't do that.
Butterfly?
No. I lasted on swim team one day. Celine, if you're listening, you'll remember this. And I hated it because the swim practice was at 6 a.m.
Too early.
Let me get chlorine in my hair, then wash it out, then go to school. What?
Do you want to hear
No.
something?
Should
Have
be
I ever
illegal.
told you that I was on the diving team?
No.
Yeah.
Also, Celine
I
was
really not told
on the
you that?
diving team. Now I have two friends who were divers. Wow.
I was on the diving team from 7th and 8th grade.
Okay.
Really fun. Because I had like no physical fear as a kid. I was just
Wow.
so I would do flips and up. But according to my dad, I looked like, quote, a wet noodle in the air. But I was fearless.
That's
And my
sad.
parents will back me up on that. And they were always very supportive. But then I grew. You can really only be a diver if you're short.
Yeah. No, that's not a tall person sport. Swimming, on the other hand, tall person sport.
Do you have a long torso? Not more of the.
I don't think I come across. I am tall, but
you have a long torso?
I'm tall, but I don't feel like I come across as like proportionately very tall. Do you know
I
what I'm
wouldn't
saying?
say you're torso forward.
Yeah, but I'm also not like leg forward.
Right,
It feels
exactly. You're very
proportionate.
proportional.
I'm not like I'm limby.
Let's stop talking about your body. Sorry.
Ooh la la.
Oh, weird start.
Um,
Weird start.
We have a fun little announcement.
Oh yeah,
We're headed out of town this weekend
sure are.
because we are headed to see my Buffalo Bills Mafia, play your New England Patriots in Buffalo. We will be attending the game.
It is a night game. It's prime time, baby.
Yes.
We are very excited. If you are we have two requests. One, Bills fans, if you have a good tailgate, DM us.
Yep.
Patriots fans, if you are traveling to go to this game and you have a good tailgate, DM us.
Yep.
Thirdly, Madeline's done a ton of research into the wing situation in Buffalo.
Yes.
But if there is a restaurant out there where you're like, we have the best wings, again, DM us.
DM us.
And finally, we are going to Niagara Falls. There is no action needed on that one. We're so excited.
We're so excited. I'm so excited to get on that boat with the poncho. the
Lady of the Mist?
Yes.
And there's
Yes.
apparently an amazing museum
I can't wait.
about the history of Niagara Falls, because apparently first mass power plant was built there.
What do we love more than any sort of civil engineering feat?
It's infrastructure.
Infrastructure. Name another podcast.
I'm really excited.
I'm so jazzed.
Also excited for the football.
I'm so jazzed.
I don't mean to sound,
Bills Mafia.
Bills, Matt. Well,
Do you like that? Rock on.
it's really special.
My team.
It's really special.
My quarterback. J.A.
We've like truly created a monster here.
Yeah, this and the Knicks.
It's so
too
good.
much.
It's
It's too
so
much.
good. Also, we have a request,
Yes.
which is that if our dear listeners of the Sports Gossip Show, a bunch of people. Oh, I just have a random hair tie
No.
caught up in the cords of our.
Oh, throw it away.
Sorry. Well, no.
Not. I mean, just like.
Oh, here, ready?
Oh.
Ta-da!
Oh.
It's like confetti. We need a name for our listeners and viewers, and may I be so bold as to say fan base even, because we, everybody, all the big shows have names for their listeners. New Heights is like the 92 percenters and blah blah blah.
We need one. Sports gossipers.
Yeah, sports
Company men and women.
company folks.
Company folks. Yeah. Well, if you have any ideas, again, DM us on Instagram at Sports Gossip.
Yeah, that's as far as we've gotten.
Yeah.
With those two.
Yeah, that's the extent of
Maybe
it.
there's something around compressed flowers. We don't know. The compressors?
The compressors? Well,
Yikes.
that's also kind of like a civil engineering, like compressing, like, trash.
Hydraulic press. Do you like a hydraulic press video?
I do. I like in a movie sometimes. There's one movie and they're like going to get smushed by something.
Star Wars.
Is it Star Wars?
The trash compactor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you believe I even know that? Because
No.
I'm so not a star. Like, I don't like anything like zigzag sci-fi. Zigzag.
I have only seen that first Star Wars.
Yeah, I
Because
have like a scent memory of watching it.
Well, do you want to know why I remember it?
Why?
Because there's a huge snake in that trash compactor, and I'm scared of snakes, and I refused to swim in the lake in Maine for a year because of that stupid scene.
Also, lakes, they're just murky waters.
No, I love a lake, and I was mad at Star Wars that it took it away from me.
I do like a lake swim.
You can't see the bottom, though.
Yeah, no. But I do like a lake swim. Have you done one of those?
Yeah.
Like a lake swim across a lake or something like that?
Yeah, We're not getting.
We're gonna get into.
I have a long history
with a lake swim.
And
as always, please rate and review, like, subscribe. I'll keep it quick today. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, great.
Please do that.
Okay, big news. That was anticlimactically.
Yes. It was anticlimactic.
The announcement was anticlimactic.
Yes. Bad Bunny will be performing at the Super Bowl halftime show. Woo!
Woo! Yay!
Which is great.
Yeah.
However, how they announced it, they were building it up during the broadcast during Sunday Night Football. Like, we have the big announcement, and then it was just cut to Bad Bunny sitting on goalposts, which that was cool. Yeah. Not saying that wasn't cool, but it was just that, and then they just went, all right, well, back to the show.
Yeah. NBC.
Give me more.
NBC is a Super Bowl this year. I don't want to brag. I did text you before they announced it. I think it's going to be Bad Bunny.
Yes, I will say. A lot of the internet.
Well,
also
I hadn't seen it, so that was an original.
It was an original thought.
It was an original thought from me.
Respect. Okay, fair.
Thank you. But I think this is a big follow the money situation.
Follow the money
all the way to the top
Oh,
because NBC famously airs Saturday Night Live. Lorne Michaels he has the creator of Saturday Night Live, the mafia don of Saturday Night Live. He is Bad Bunny on all the time. Bad Bunny performed it as SNL 50.
And he's hosting and the musical guest, like, isn't he the opener of this season?
Yes, he is.
Isn't he?
Yes.
I just want to confirm.
No, he is.
Yeah, October 4th.
Who's the actor?
No, I think he's doing. I think he's hosting and is hosting. I think he's hosting and musical guest. Actually, hold on. Sorry, I got to check this.
Okay, I love Bad Bunny. I think he is deeply charismatic. I will watch anything that he does. So I'm very excited for this. This does mean we were not correct about Taylor Swift, or there were some leaks that potentially she was going to do the halftime show and the NFL wouldn't pay her.
The rumor was that the talks fell apart because she wanted to own the rights to the video footage, I think,
and be paid, because people don't realize this. They don't pay the halftime performer at the Super Bowl, and
they cover your expenses to like put
part
on
of
the show.
them. Like, if you want to do extra stuff, they're like, well, that's on you.
Yeah. So sorry, Bad Bunny is hosting. Doja Cat is the musical guest.
Oh, okay.
However, there are also rumors that Taylor Swift may show up because at the end of the clip, they say "Stand by,"
and in Taylor Nation posted a schedule for the release party of her new album. Oh, is that what you just said?
That's
Stand
what
by.
I was gonna.
Oh,
yep.
sorry.
That's what I was gonna finish with.
Sorry, it's got exciting. Sorry. Take it away. Can you explain it to people who don't understand what this
Taylor Nation, Taylor's like fan arm of her business, I guess, like official fan business. Remember when you could send an autograph or ask for an autograph from like a Disney Channel star and you had to send it to a P.O. box or something?
The good old days.
Good old days. Anyways, it's like that. But for Taylor Swift, they posted like a graphic of like what's the rollout of life of the of a showgirl and all the kind of press moments. She's going on Graham Norton. She's going on Fallon. Blah, 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 blah. And then on Saturday on the schedule, it says "Stand by." Saturday Night Live premiere Saturday night, and in this clip they say "Stand by," so maybe she should make an appearance. I could see her being in a sketch with Bad Bunny or something.
I would guess that there's going to be a secret second album full of collaboration songs because a bunch of singer-songwriters have been posting stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cook. Keep going.
Well,
That's it?
I've been down way too many Taylor Swift TikTok rabbit holes.
Yes.
I spend every time there's a Taylor Swift release album, I get obsessed.
Yeah. You're locked
which
in.
everybody does, but then it's like, I mean, I said this to you last night that I saw a TikTok that was like girls who loved AP English love Taylor Swift because it's like, you know, read it, refer to the text, you know, like her lyrics, her cryptic. It's really just school.
No, it's school. Truer words have never been spoken.
It's school.
It's true because I do feel that same way about her.
Anyway, I'm sorry I jumped in there.
Why do you need to apologize?
Because I felt out of control in my body.
Women just apologize for things they don't need to apologize for. You don't always need to apologize, ladies. Okay? Sometimes it's just fine. You just move on.
That's great. You know what else
That's my PSA for the show.
You know what else I've started doing? Or someone said once?
What?
Instead of saying, if you like, you know, vent to someone, or instead of saying like, sorry I vented to you, or sorry, say thank you for listening.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's really great.
Isn't that nice?
That's nice. I'm going to start saying that too when I vent to you.
Well, we don't apologize to each other for venting at this point.
No, we just go. We just start.
Yeah.
We just go blah, 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 blah. Anyways, congratulations, Bad Bunny. Very excited for that. I wish the announcement had been okay, can I just say this? After they did the announcement, I was waiting for Bad Bunny to show up on the broadcast for a quick little interview, or even like a videoed in
or
something.
Performance.
Or so, I don't know. I was just like, come on, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Add a little more showbiz, baby.
Yeah, I went to Boston for the weekend to see my
critique.
parents. Had a lovely time. And I was on the way back, and I had the Sunday Night Football on my phone in the car on the way back from the airport because I was so excited for this announcement.
Yeah.
And then it was just
like a clip.
Wah.
Roll the clip.
Anyway, speaking of roll the clip, oh my God, LeBron James. You all know who he is, star of the Lakers. Really good basketball player. He posted an Instagram reel.
Yeah.
And it is a montage of media day, it seems, which is where before the season starts, players talk to the media. It's also where they take all the pictures. This is one of my favorite things. It's where whenever, for the whole season, anytime a broadcast needs to show who a person is in a graphic, they have a series of images taken at media day by the team that they supply the broadcast with, or the broadcast go. And so he posted a video from that.
He posted a video from it. It is set to the tune of the Lenny Kravitz song, It Ain't Over Till It's Over. And then the caption reads 23 for 23.
Oh.
And all it reads to me is like, this is the beginning of the end.
Is this LeBron's last year?
I mean, the video, it's like sentimental. It's like
Also,
talking about tears left.
Yeah. Also, this is, you know, Taylor Swift is numerology. LeBron James also is numerology, and we don't talk about that enough. He's like, I'm
so
number
right.
23, and I'm going to play for 23 years. And
Yeah.
I don't know how that didn't occur to us sooner. Last year, we kept saying, well, it's his 22nd year in the league, and it's like, think about it. Of
23.
course he's going to play one more.
Yeah, because he's got one more year with his son.
Yeah. I really hope that we get an announcement soon. If this is happening, I hope LeBron announces it, and I hope he goes on a retirement tour where every arena makes a hype video for him.
Yes.
And all the fans are like a little mad about it because it's not their team, but at the same time they love LeBron, so they love it, and it would just be a beautiful chaos.
It's that timed with the Life of a Showgirl. It's his Life of a Showgirl album release. Because it's all about, you know, kind of life of a showgirl, what goes on behind the scenes. It's like this is a presentation of self for LeBron, all these hype videos around the league.
It's so true.
And there'll be a documentary.
There'll be a doc. He's going to go on the late night shows. I mean, this also, like, LeBron's final year is a culmination of his whole career.
Yes.
It's really perfect.
It's perfect. And I have a pitch.
What?
To ESPN. Do you remember The Decision? It's an interview where LeBron James famously sat down and announced that he was leaving Cleveland to go play for the Miami Heat. And it was live on television. And it was one of the most iconic moments in recent sports broadcasting history. What if he goes back on ESPN for The Decision again to sit down to announce that he's retiring live on ESPN?
So good.
Come on.
So good.
It's giving out free ideas here.
I mean, right, yeah. I would
Wouldn't that
say
be
save
great?
it, but we can't do anything with
No.
that.
Come on
the show. The best. The thing that one of my favorite things after the decision is the owner of the Cavs, Dan Gilbert, released a letter saying how he was pissed that LeBron was leaving Cleveland, which is a whole stupid thing. And he wrote the letter in Comic Sans.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
We need more owners releasing public statements in Comic Sans.
More Comic Sans, less Notes app apologies.
You know what LeBron should do?
What?
Do the decision for his retirement and then put out the press release saying he's retiring in Comic Sans.
Yes.
Synergy.
Yes. That would be very Taylor Swift of him. Callback, Easter eggs.
LeBron James can be petty too.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, all right.
Anyways.
Well, good stuff. We got to talk NFL, our vibes pick.
Oh, we did pretty well.
Really?
Yes, we went. I have them. I have our results.
If you're not familiar, we pick who is going to win each week based solely on vibes. We forgot to do it on the show last week because it was the show's birthday and we had Ben Pickman on to talk WNBA, which was great. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. But we did our vibes picks on Instagram.
Yes, we got 60% correct.
Okay.
Above 500. However, we missed a game.
Well, we forgot a game.
We did.
Did we forget the Broncos again?
No, we didn't forget the
Who
Broncos.
did we forget?
We forgot the Jaguars 49ers.
Oh.
So here's the thing.
Wait.
Even if we had counted that one in, if let's say we got that one wrong.
Well, we would have because we would have picked the 49ers and the Jags somehow won.
Even so, we would have been 56% correct.
Okay.
And still above 500.
Okay.
So pretty good.
You know what
Pretty good.
we need to do is flip a coin.
Yes.
We really have to do our vibes picks based on probability rather than vibes because...
But it's still...
I mean, we'll do vibes picks too.
Yes. No. But I'm saying, like, even considering,
Not
we're still
bad.
doing pretty good. We're above 500.
It's true.
Gambling odds, I think that's pretty good.
It's better than being below it, that's for sure.
That's what I'm saying.
As they say, as we always say, better to be over 500 than under.
Quotes from Mrs. Wilder over here.
I feel a little nuts today. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what's happening. So something that we need to talk about here is the Giants won. The Giants finally won a game. Jaxson Dart was the starting quarterback. He is the rookie quarterback this year. Giants coach Brian Daboll made the decision that Jaxson Dart was going to start over veteran Russell Wilson. Turned out to be a good call.
Yeah.
Jaxson played great. Jackson's name is spelled Jaxson. And something that really drives me crazy is the double, like you don't need the X and the S. Jaxson, Jaxon would have worked. So would Jackson.
Yeah.
The X and the S are redundant. And whatever. I think I've said that before.
Yeah.
Anyway, they played the Chargers. Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert is dating singer Madison Beer. And Madeline and I are having a little bit of a technological crisis because there is a video that appears to be taken at Fanatics Rookie Fest back in May, where all the rookies got together on the red carpet with the NFL Players Association. And in it, an interviewer says, "Who's your celebrity crush?" And Jaxson Dart says, celebrity crush, I'm going to say Madison Beer. However, this video is only from one account. It happened to drop conveniently before Jaxson Dart was announced as starting against the Chargers, whose quarterback is Justin Herbert, who's dating Madison Beer. We don't think this is a real video.
No.
But we also, like, the fact that I can't fully tell is freaking me out.
It's definitely freaking me out. I mean, I was like zooming in and pausing, and it definitely looks like the lips are potentially altered. But it is crazy as people who have such high levels of media literacy skills like us. We are like online. I can tell immediately. I'm like, that's fake AI. Like, remember those videos? When people were posting those videos of the firefighters like taking kittens out of the forest, I was like, this is the most AI looking video I've ever seen in my life.
I forgot.
Did anyone use critical thinking before they posted this? Anyway, so I feel like we have a very high standard. Like, we are pretty good at catching things. This one, it got me. I honestly am having a hard time. I think it's AI because also there's like barely any media outlets who have said anything, and the ones who have are like a little bit strange and look like fake news organizations. Right. And then also there aren't any other clips I've seen circulating from this supposed interview.
Well, I think the interview, I mean, he was on that red carpet.
Yes, he was for sure there. Yes.
Wearing that,
yes.
I think. Like, it's not that, it also, don't you think that when Justin Herbert started dating Madison Beer earlier this fall, late summer, that would have surfaced of like, oh, another quarterback said that his crush was the girl that this other quarterback is now dating. Like, yes. I just feel like we would have seen this.
Agreed.
Already.
No, we certainly would have seen it. And for us to be like sitting here, we're like, Zoom. We're like, is this real? I don't think it's real.
AI, don't like it. I don't like it. I hate it. And I will go to my grave.
Someone is going to AI your lips saying, AI, I love it. Really love it.
Don't you dare. I'll sue you. I don't know how. I don't know how to sue anybody. I'm sure I could figure it out.
Yeah, you could figure it out.
I could figure it out.
AI how to sue.
No, never. I'm suing AI. I'm suing all the AI companies because we are part of the artists whose work they take to answer their questions. They just scrape the internet and take real people's thoughts and then turn it into slop.
I think it'd be pretty hard to AI this show.
Well, exactly. So don't do it.
Don't do it. Oh, man.
The bad news from the Giants game was that their best player, wide receiver Malik Neighbors, tore his ACL on turf. Ugh. And something that's, if you're not a diehard sports fan, the whole turf versus grass is a huge thing.
Yeah.
Because players say that they hurt themselves more on turf rather than real grass. And I just think it's such a microcosm of how bizarre sports are that like fake grass versus real grass is like a huge point of contention.
You know what? I respect it though. Because turf, it feels like plastic, like it's like Disneyland props.
Yes.
Grass. I'm like, what are we doing? Just put in grass. Just put in grass.
You know why they don't?
Why?
It's more expensive.
Ugh.
Because
your
company doesn't care about you. What do we always say? If they cared about you, 15 NFL stadiums right now have turf instead of grass.
Follow the money.
Follow the money.
Can't they just write it off? I mean, I'm not an accountant, but come on, owners.
That is such a great question. Why
not?
Can NFL owners write off? Can you write off a stadium? Probably.
Yeah, probably. And if like they didn't do well, I'm sure it's like a loss.
Look, corporations are people too.
Yeah. Follow the money. Don't take our accounting advice.
Yes. Don't take our accounting advice.
In other news, Cowboys-Packers game ended in a tie. So we got it right even if we had gotten it wrong. But we got it right. We did pick the Packers. Well, I mean, we got it right. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, either team winning, we got the vibe pick right.
We couldn't have got it wrong.
Couldn't have gotten it wrong.
With a tie?
No, it was right. I counted that as a correct.
Really?
Yeah, it's correct.
I don't think that...
No, that counts. It counts. Sorry.
So
it's our rules.
This was a big revenge game for Micah Parsons on the Packers because Cowboys owner Jerry Jones traded him away unceremoniously amid a fight. And at the end, Dak Prescott, quarterback for the Cowboys, was interviewed. And it was one of the funniest post-game interviews I've ever seen because Dak was like, trying to wrap my head. It was like talk about anticlimactic.
Yeah.
It was the most anticlimactic. Dak was sort of like, he basically said, well, we all had fun out there. He was like, good competition on our side, good competition on their side.
Have a great summer.
And literally.
Hags. You know, you get a yearbook and you're like, I'm not friends with this kid.
And they asked about Micah Parsons and he goes, LYLAS. Love you like a sister.
Took me out. I worked on our yearbook staff. Did you ever do that?
Yes.
Wait, did you work on your yearbook
staff?
I
was the humor editor of the yearbook.
Of course.
The yearbook
they're very serious.
Yeah.
They meant business.
I think the high school yearbook was the most important thing in my life.
Yeah, that tracks.
Well,
I mean, it is an icon. You're making a piece of legacy media.
Time capsule.
A time capsule.
Oh, that was the September issue for your life. That that was
all
everything.
The superlatives. Oh my God.
You know what we
So
should do
good.
someday?
What?
Should write the Sports Gossip Show yearbook.
Yes. No one take that idea.
Well,
Rizzoli.
They
Rizzoli.
can't. Nope.
Rizzoli. Book deal.
Kareem Roitfield.
Oh,
You out there?
please.
Not explaining any of that.
Asuline. What's that other one?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
God, this show really
With
has
the Renee
range.
Redzepi.
We have such range.
Okay. You can Google all of that. I don't really even know how to explain it. All right. WNBA playoffs, baby.
So much drama.
Big drama.
Yes. Cheryl Reeve, coach for the Minnesota Lynx. Well, spoiler, if you don't know, they were eliminated from the playoffs. But before they were eliminated, Cheryl Reeve was suspended for game 4 when she lost it. She ran onto the court because she was contesting. Alyssa Thomas was not, a foul was not called on Alyssa Thomas, who played on the team they were playing. Thank you, the Mercury.
Alyssa,
just go.
Alyssa,
go. I think I just had a stroke. I just forgot. You know when you're talking and you're like you have a conscious thought that you are talking? That's what just happened to me. It was like I was like, I'm talking right now. I am speaking. I don't remember anything I was going to say. I am speaking words. Charlotte, back to you.
I saw.
I think the life went out of my ass.
Because my experience of
What did you experience? Words were flashing and nothing was happening.
My experience of you just talking I was like, Madeline's got this. I'm literally crying. I was like, I know Madeline's got this one. Because I'm like, we've talked about this a lot. Yes. She really knows what's going on.
Yes.
So I was like, she's going to tee it up. Great. You start and you're doing like a good job. But then you like went somewhere else.
No,
like there was nothing. It was like I saw you go somewhere else, and I was like, "Oh no!" But I think she still got it. And then
I didn't have it.
And then I was like, I don't know fully where to jump in here because I don't want. Yeah, if you've got this, you've got this. But then it. Oh my God.
I felt like I had Madeline 2.0 looking down at me, being like, "You're saying words and they're not quite working." These words aren't quite working together. You've forgotten everything you were going to say. And here we are.
Honestly, that was the verbal equivalent of like rolling down a hill. I just watched you. I feel like
and you're like catching. You're getting too fast.
Like, oh no, you're wrong.
And then you're like, okay, you take this one. All right, let me just tee it up for you.
Tee it up.
And action.
We're leaving all of this in.
Obviously. And action. There was a lot of WNBA. Okay, go on. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it.
Okay.
There was a lot of WNBA drama.
Yeah.
Cheryl Reeve, head coach for the Minnesota Lynx.
Yep.
She was suspended for game 4.
What
happened?
So what happened? The Lynx were playing the Mercury.
Yeah.
And Alyssa Thomas on the Mercury. We talked about her last week with Ben Pickman. She's been an amazing player for Phoenix this year.
Yep.
She steals a ball from Napheesa Collier, star of the Lynx, and it's a clean strip. Like that part, she didn't hit her arm or anything. She got the ball.
Yeah.
But she kind of collides with Napheesa and hits her leg. Alyssa Thomas, you're trying so hard not to laugh.
I'm being very serious.
Alyssa Thomas gets the ball.
Yes.
Breaks away.
Yeah.
Napheesa is down on the floor.
Didn't look great.
Cheryl Reeve, who has had problems with WNBA officiating, storms onto the court. And I understand from her point of view. She is yelling at the refs for not calling that a foul. As she leaves, she's tossed out of the game.
She's being held back by coaches and players.
Yes.
I don't know if I've seen a coach in recent memory like fully just run onto the court that far. Like, that wasn't like a foot or two on the court. She was just like, I'm coming in the game.
And something about that like clearly it didn't work out because the Lynx didn't win the series.
No.
But something about that from a leader, like from your head, from the CEO of your company.
Yeah.
That's got to feel good.
Oh, you are protecting your employees.
Yeah.
You are SVP and you are protecting everyone.
And you're standing up for justice, too. It's like a bigger thing than just that play, because Cheryl has had problems with the officiating. So she was suspended for Game 4. The Lynx lost. They are out. Napheesa Collier didn't play because she was hurt. And, I've watched that play so many times because I was like, okay, is this a foul? Because the NBA referees on Twitter chimed in and said that was not a foul because it's a clean strip and there's incidental contact afterwards.
Right.
But watching the play, I was like, I don't know. She smashes. Alyssa does smash into Napheesa.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I know the answer, but I think what this means, it just brings up the bigger problem of officiating in the WNBA, which is that it's a systemic problem. Ben Pickman, again, we talked to him last week. He had a great article last year about the officiating in the NBA, and a lot of in the WNBA, because a lot of WNBA refs, the best ones, get poached by the NBA.
Uh-oh.
And there's just not consistency across the league in how things are called. And so I think this was a bubbling over for Cheryl of like, are you like, I could see myself losing it.
Yeah, this was just the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
I feel like this was not like an isolated incident.
No.
This was just like another example of being frustrated by the officiating. Cheryl Reeve said after the game, I believe this is when it was, she said, I want to call for a change of leadership at the league level when it comes to officiating. The officiating crew that we had tonight, the game that she was booted out of, for the leadership to deem those 3 people semifinal playoff worthy, it's effing malpractice.
Yeah. So Ace's coach, Becky Hammon, who that final game, Game 5, where the Indiana Fever, without most of their team, because of players Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell, have forced a Game 5, so final game, against the Aces, who have the league MVP in A'ja Wilson.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's a remarkable story. Becky Hammon, coach of the Aces, she said before Game 4 of that series, I believe, that Cheryl Reeve, quote, did not tell a lie in her WNBA officiating critiques. And I think part of this is that coaches feel maybe as the WNBA becomes more and more popular and is just, doing huge numbers, they have a little more leverage to speak out in some ways. Like, obviously, they're still getting fined.
Yes.
What was Cheryl fined?
Cheryl Reeve was fined $15,000 in addition to her game suspension. And then also Becky Hammon and Stephanie White, the Indiana Fever coach, who also spoke up about the situation, were both each fined $1,000.
Okay. Also, tossing a coach, suspending a coach for a consequential game, I think is so stupid.
So dumb.
Don't insert, sure, maybe she shouldn't have run onto the court. Don't not let her coach the next one.
Right. And
also,
on top of already being fined $15,000.
Yeah. Also, she doesn't strike me as someone who she's like, oh, you suspended me? Well, I won't do that again. Like, this is just going to make her more angry.
Right.
Anyway, so yeah, we've got a big Game 5 tonight. It's kind of too bad, narratively, that the Lynx are out. I really would have loved Lynx Aces.
I know. What's your prediction for tonight?
I think the Aces are going to do it.
I think so too. It'll be pretty surprising if the Fever won, considering the circumstances.
I know. I just would, aside from wanting the Aces just because I love seeing A'ja Wilson keep going, and I don't know, it's just like that narrative is fun to me. Mm-hmm. I just completely forgot what I was going to say.
Did you just go to another place?
I went somewhere else. Madeline, I was talking, and all of a sudden, nothing. There was nothing
today.
There was nothing in my brain.
Nothing in there. It's like when I look at my dog and I go, "There's nothing in that head."
Oh,
little Henry.
Sweet Henry.
I'm like, there is nothing going on in those eyes.
Oh, here's what I got it. We're back, folks.
I also just paused because I was like, I don't know what.
No, truly full-on short circuits happening today. Maybe AI got into our heads.
Maybe. Ooh. Uh-oh.
Maybe there's a 5G chip in here.
Oh, okay. Okay, conspiracy theorists.
Okay, basically, I would prefer a team with more healthy players to make it to the finals.
Yes.
There
I think
it
would be a heartier final.
Yes.
Just more oomph.
There you go. More oomph. Okay. Wow.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Baseball.
baseball. It's the postseason, everybody.
Yes.
I'm very excited because my Boston Red Sox, who, along with the women's national soccer team, were my first true love of a sports team. Like, I don't follow it. I don't follow baseball as much as I used to, which also makes me kind of sad. And I keep saying I'm going to, but then the postseason, I will lock in.
Oh, we'll be locked in.
Don't worry. We will lock in.
Don't worry.
But it's Red Sox Yankees in the wild card round.
Oh, it's happening this week.
Starting tonight.
I'm very excited. I'm sorry to my city I live in, but I'm rooting for the Red Sox.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Energetically, I feel like I like the Red Sox more. I don't really. I love the Dodgers. Don't get me wrong. Braves also hometown, but I do really like the Red Sox.
I love the Red Sox. I'm so happy to hear you say that. Also,
Yeah.
you can't root for the Yankees.
I don't feel like I'm a Yankees fan.
No, you're not.
If anything, I would be a Mets fan.
Yeah. I would like to say my husband is a Yankees fan.
Which I was so surprised. Charlotte tells me this.
The fact
I
that
thought he was a Mets fan. I don't know why.
he is a Yankees fan.
Wow.
And the fact that I think if any, like, that just shows how strong our relationship is.
Yes.
That the Red Sox and the Yankees, like, and Nick's, like, we are a Boston and New York, and neither of us are that casual about our fandom.
No.
And the fact that that is not a problem, I think, is the highest endorsement of a marriage that anyone could have. So I think that's a good test. If you are dating someone who is a fan of a different team than you and things are still great, marry them.
Yeah.
Also, if he's a Knicks fan, marry him because that man is capable of unconditional love.
Yeah. Oh, that's so true.
I know.
That's so sweet.
Anyway.
Anyways. So, yeah, that'll be an interesting series. Mm-hmm. Go Sox.
Yeah. Thank you.
Is that what they say?
Go Sox.
Go Sox. Sick of woof, woof, woof.
Well,
yeah.
Sort of.
But the Mets really Mets themselves. They missed the playoffs.
This is a big deal because they have one of the richest owners in sports, Steve Cohen, and they have not done well despite all this money being poured in. And Steve Cohen every year is like, I'm sorry, next year's going to be better. And then it's not. He issued an apology. Mets fans everywhere, I owe you an apology. You did your part by showing up and supporting the team. We didn't do our part. We will do a postmortem and figure out the obvious and less obvious reasons why the team, blah, blah, blah. You're feeling raw emotions, blah, 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 unacceptable. I would like to implement a rule across sports. If you are an owner and you're very rich and your team still sucks, legally you cannot issue an apology.
No.
Because we don't care. We don't care what you have to say. If you have more money than God and your team is losing and you issue a statement as if that absolves you of anything.
Right. No.
That's a look at me moment where, like, nobody should be looking at you in any way other than, what the heck are you doing, Steve Cohen?
Yeah, what's going on here? I mean, I think, if anything, all of this proves is that money doesn't solve all your problems.
No.
You can't just make all your problems go away by just throwing more money at it.
No.
That's the problem. It doesn't work. The Mets are a perfect example of that.
Yes. The only time you can solve a problem by throwing money at it is when you're moving. If you're moving, hire as many people as you can.
Hire movers.
Go into debt. Again, don't take our financial advice. Don't be the hero on that one.
Yeah. You know what? Okay. Throw money at the problem. I do like that.
There you go. All right. So,
oof. We got to talk about the Ryder Cup.
Eesh. This is like dark gossip.
Yeah.
Dark sports gossip.
Yeah. Doesn't feel great.
No. The Ryder Cup, for those who don't know, is a biannual match between U.S. Americans. There it is.
The USers.
USer golf players.
The users.
The users and the Europeans. And it's a big deal. And it was on American soil this year. The Europeans won. Mm-hmm. The U.S. kind of got it close at the end, but Europe did it. And the crowd, it was like the worst of Americansing.
Yeah. So Rory McIlroy, who played for the Europeans, obviously, during the 5 matches, he endured a torrent of insults. Truly, like, about everything from his personal life to not being a good golfer. Like, it was not good. It was bad. And he said in a press conference, what happened here this week is not acceptable. And I agree.
I do too. Look, I'm all for heckling. I'm all for not friendly competition even. Like, you can hate each other. But when fans, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe someone threw a cup of beer at his wife.
I believe that is accurate, yes.
Which is so gross.
Yeah. Yeah. People were shouting at him allegedly as he went up to putt. His wife was allegedly hit by that cup of beer. In this press conference, he continued on to say, golf has the ability to unite people. Golf teaches you very good life lessons. It teaches you etiquette. It teaches you how to play by the rules. It teaches you how to respect people. And it doesn't feel like these golfers are being respected.
No.
What are we doing here, people?
I also think that with golf, obviously, like, the old white country clubness of the sport in and of itself can be a problem.
Yeah.
So, like, etiquette, when someone uses the word etiquette, like, that can also cross the line into too much, like, do a little golf clap and shut up.
Correct.
And it should also be able to be like a fun sporting event but fun sporting event is not like throwing beer at a athlete's wife. Like, what is wrong with you guys?
No.
What is wrong with you that you like? Also, how like fan rotted is your brain if you go to a golf tournament and you're like, I hate this guy that I don't know so much that I'm going to assault his wife? Like, obviously in the climate of America, it's not surprising, but it's also like, if you stop and think about it, it's like, what?
No, it's also like a little terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, just like watching all the clips of these crowds screaming. I mean, they were screaming things like F you, Rory, at him. Like, and just watching like groups of people shout that at someone who is essentially there to perform for you.
Right.
They're performing for themselves because they want to win. Obviously, they're a professional athlete. But, like, they're also there performing for the crowd. Yeah. People have bought tickets to watch this person perform, and you're going to yell and harass the performer? What are we doing? Truly, what are we doing?
Yeah, and the comedian Heather McMahon, who was an MC for the event at a certain point and had a mic that sort of you could hear across the golf course in the grandstands. The crowd was chanting F you, Rory, and she said it into the mic.
Yeah.
And the video is like very jarring.
Yeah.
Because I think in that moment you could see someone, especially if you're not from the sports world, if you think that's normal,
right?
That people are just chanting F you and you just join in on a microphone, like that felt like she lost herself in a way where you can't do that.
No.
And I think it's also on the organizers of these events to have very clear guidelines for
rules.
people and rules and because I felt like they were trying to make the Ryder Cup into this like cool, hip entertainment property and brought in a lot of people from outside the sports world. And it's like, well, you can't have them saying F you.
No. Not okay. Not okay.
Anyway.
Do better.
Be better.
Be better. Let the athletes do their job. You can still have fun, but maybe don't yell F you at
I
a
also
player.
really appreciate creative heckling.
Yeah, totally.
When I was in college, we would go to the Colby baseball games.
Okay.
And come up with the most creative heckling for the other team.
Right.
Like at one point, there was a player for another team who had 2 batting gloves on and a 3rd batting glove in his back pocket.
Uh-huh.
And we just had a field day with that.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, what do you need the 3rd one for, buddy? As he's up there
backup.
trying to hit, which is also in its own way deeply obnoxious, but it's not mean.
No, not mean.
Maybe
we don't need to be mean.
You don't need to be mean.
No.
Be more creative.
Be more creative, people.
Don't take the laziest joke.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Well, moving on. College football. Oh, God.
Woo.
I don't want to say this, but unfortunately I do need to. My Georgia Bulldogs lost at home to Alabama.
Yikes. Can I ask you a question?
What?
Is that the worst thing that can happen to you as a sports fan?
To me personally?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. At home, a night game.
It's really bad.
It's really bad.
I'm sorry.
It's just like the most Georgia thing to happen, and it is what it is. But Georgia Bulldogs, come on, let's get it together. We can't lose to Alabama. Alabama isn't even that good this year. I mean, we're not playing that great either. But, like, come on. At home? between the hedges in front of Uga? What are we doing?
That's a hell of a pep talk.
Come on. Kirby Smart, if you're listening.
They're not good, and we're not good either, but be better than they are, folks. From Madeline Hill.
Yeah. No, I'm disappointed, but honestly, it's like not shocking. As a Georgia fan, you're like, yeah, okay, that tracks.
Yeah.
Look, it's okay.
All right.
It's all right. And listen, no brand invited me on brand trip to the Georgia-Alabama game, as I've been saying for weeks, but maybe it's for the best.
Okay, right. Maybe that was the universe protecting you.
Yes.
Also, brands do brand trips to Georgia-Alabama games?
No, but they should.
Okay.
I keep saying this.
Okay.
I'm telling you, there's a brand out there who should do this next year and let me host it. And if you steal my idea and you don't invite me, I'm also going to use AI to sue you for stealing my idea. So
also invite me and
yes,
and also pay us.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Anyway,
pay us
fine.
to do that.
Yeah, pay us. Pay us. Pay us our worth. In other college football news, Ole Miss upset number 4 LSU. And if you know, we talked about Ole Miss because of Lane Kiffin and his daughter Landry. Landry is dating LSU star Whit Weeks.
Yes, Lane Kiffin, head coach of Ole Miss. This I was locked in. I was locked. This story all weekend.
I love this story.
Was so good because last week we questioned, is Landry Kiffin an operative for Ole Miss trying to steal
KGB?
the LSU play? Yeah, is this a KGB situation? And I think it's not. I think it's the simplest answer. But a lot happened regarding this story because Landry on TikTok made a TikTok how in the middle of the week last week, she at 3 a.m. decided to drive to LSU, which is a 5-hour drive. She was going to surprise her boyfriend, Whit. And then she did. And it was sort of like, okay. But then she was back at Ole Miss for the game.
Yeah.
She was wearing a dress that I bet came from a specific boutique in Oxford
100%.
that I walked by.
Yeah,
no, I know. I think I know where her dress was from. And I think it was like subtle Ole Miss colors.
Yes.
She had 40, though, Whit's number embroidered on the hem. And she, I think, made it clear that she was rooting for Ole Miss and her dad.
Yes.
Because on the ESPN broadcast, Sean McDonough said that Whit Weeks' sister was upset with Landry for rooting for Ole Miss instead of her boyfriend, which is a tricky one, but it's like, that's her dad. That's
sorry.
That's blood.
That's the head coach.
Until there's a ring on it, you got to root for your dad.
Yeah, sorry. You can still root for your boyfriend to do well, but also still ultimately at the end of the day root for your dad, who's the head coach at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
After they won, Lane Kiffin was interviewed by ESPN, and he said, "I'm looking for Whit right now to see if we covered the over," which I love.
Because you might remember, Lane commented last week in reply to a tweet that had posted the picture Landry posted of her and Whit. Lane commented, "Take the over."
Yeah.
Meaning they were going to run up the score in LSU if they got the chance. So that's a fun. I think also, though, he has met Whit. I think Lane gave an interview where he was like, look, they're a great family. They're great together. I'm happy about it. So unfortunately for us, it seems like the loveliest, most benign version of this gossip is actually what's happening.
Yeah, it seems like there's no drama.
So
No.
maybe if you could make some drama, everybody.
Yeah.
But it's also cute.
It's cute. I love it.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
I think we're ending on a sports gossip show classic.
Play the hits, baby.
Play the hits. Bill Belichick, the 73-year-old head coach at the University of North Carolina's football program, and his 24-year-old girlfriend, Jordon Hudson, were back in the news. What were they in the news for, Charlotte?
Madeline. They went to Nantucket for the weekend.
Yep.
Because North Carolina had a bye, which means they didn't play this past weekend. Jordan is wearing a sweater with a lobster on it and capri-length tights.
Which are
leggings.
very much back in.
Yeah, they are cool now.
They don't look good on me, but
I wouldn't wear them. But
she can rock them.
They are cool now.
She can rock
Yeah,
them.
she can rock anything. Yeah. But it's the visor that really got me. It says there's so many layers to this, and I hate that I know all of them, but the visor said 7 rings, and 7 is in Roman numerals. And that used to be the name of Bill's boat. Bill's boat was then renamed 8 Rings when Bill won his 8th Super Bowl. And then it was named 8 Roman numerals plus 1 rings, which people thought at the time, is it that Bill and Jordan are engaged? Because this happened once Bill was dating Jordan. But no, we think that it is in honor of Jordan's national championship with her Bridgewater State cheerleading team in 2021.
Yes.
So Jordan is wearing a visor that's not even the current name of the boat. So this means that she went back in Bill's archives of his closet, I'm guessing, and found a visor from when it was 7 Rings, which I would guess, again, this is all speculation, probably Bill's ex-girlfriend, Linda Holliday, had that hat made, because I don't see Bill out there handling merch for his boat.
No, I can't picture him dealing with that.
There's also a white visor with what seemed to be like gray or metallic stitching.
It also looked like a visor meant for a man's head. Like, it looked kind of oversized. Did it not? Like, it didn't look like, like there are hats that are like fitted more for a woman's head. Do you know, like a smaller head? It just looks like a giant, like she was just like, I want to wear this.
Yeah.
Because she knows she's being photographed with. Listen, hey, she loves an Easter egg.
We just don't know what they point back to.
No.
But it's an Easter egg for something. So,
an Easter egg for something. And this getaway comes amid the news from a lawsuit filed by a former employee of the University of North Carolina that alleges that Bill Belichick was illegally hired by the university for the football team's head coaching position. Not saying they did a paparazzi walk for that, but it is interesting timing.
It also is interesting to me that they're doing this paparazzi walk essentially because they're out in public, they're playing with a dog. Jordan also stopped by a Nantucket cheerleading practice and did like a clinic with them or something. So they are putting themselves out there on Nantucket, vacationing essentially, while the UNC football team sucks and the program is in turmoil because largely of these two people.
Yeah.
Which to me is, once again, a little bit tasteless, a little bit like off bad PR strategy.
Bad PR strategy. Especially because the game this coming weekend is against Clemson, which Clemson isn't great this season. However, it is it's going to be a nationally televised game with a lot of eyeballs on it.
It's a real one.
It's a real one, and it's not, no offense to Richmond, but it's no Richmond.
Right.
But it's odd that it's I don't know. It just feels like an odd time to be very public ahead of a very important game.
This felt like Bill and Jordan's pap walk on Nantucket vacation felt like the 2025 college football equivalent of Marie Antoinette saying, "Let them eat cake." That's really what that felt like.
Fair enough. I have no follow-ups. Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Mic drop.
I could go on about wealth inequality, but I won't.
That's for another podcast.
I won't. And maybe,
yeah. Well, we'll see what happens on Saturday. Feel like Clemson's going to win. But hey, you never know. You never know. Well, or we know.
Well, we'll
see.
We don't know. We don't know.
We don't know.
That's why we love sports.
Yeah.
Because you never know until you know.
Quote from Charlotte.
Had some good ones today. We
had some great moments today. That's the show.
That's it, everybody.
As always, please like and subscribe, rate and review. You can follow us on Instagram at Sports Gossip and TikTok at Sports Gossip Show. Reminder, we are going to Buffalo this weekend, so if you do have a tailgate you want us to come check out, you can DM us on Instagram at Sports Gossip, and maybe we'll make something happen.
Yeah, and if you have any ideas for what you guys should call yourselves or what we should call you, let us know. And if you have any recommendations for other niche museums in Buffalo,
yes,
we would like to go.
Yes, and wings.
Wings.
Yes, and wings.
I love wings.
Love wings.
Love wings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Bye.